I am Iwalani, and I would love to share with you throughout the day my women warriors. Yes, and hopefully to help some of you out there as we share our deepest, darkest secrets, our resentments. Why are we so deserving of a good life, to be empowered in all that we do? We are willing to share with you so that we can help somebody out there. Always remember, you're so deserving in a beautiful life. I have asked, I'm going to call her my Hanai niece, I've asked Natalie Ah Quin to join me because of the fact I've known her since she was a young teenager, and she's gone through so many great things in her life, modeling around the world through Europe and Japan, opening up her own business. But even in high school, she was a queen of the prom and homecoming queen, and got involved with so many wonderful things, and always looking so lovely and cheerful, not really knowing what she was going on inside. I'm going to ask her a few things that she would share with you, so through her experiences, we can all bloom from within and be so wonderful, because this is your journey. This is our journey that we want to share with you. Natalie has a wealth of accomplishments. I had the honor of going to Macy's, and she had cover look. Headshots. And made me look have a cover look for my own bio and resumes and everything else, and the headshots of Macy's. It was amazing that you've inspired so many women, making them feel beautiful and gorgeous, and for that moment, just make them feel phenomenal about themselves. And that's what you have gifted them with, so many wonderful things, Natalie. So before anything keeps going on and on about you, share, babe. You know, as a woman of many talents today, what was the walk of life of your many accomplishments that you were inspired by or got you on that trail?
Oh, with businesses.
Yes.
After I graduated from high school, I had the opportunity to go to Japan.
Yes.
My manager there was a woman, and she let me in on the negotiations and meetings. So when I was in Japan, I learned so much how they did business. And then I came home and I had to sit out a half a semester of school. So my dad's friend wanted me to work as a temp help, because they said, oh, that would be a good fit for you. And I got to work for some large corporations like Alexander and Baldwin, Westinghouse, Pacific Resources, 3M, and many others. So I learned the business through experience and not school, which fascinated me. And, I worked for Headshots for 32 years. I mean, owning the business and running it. I met a lot of people along the way. But my passion was flowers, tropical flowers. So now I own another business called Designs by Natalie.
You own many businesses.
Yes. So, I'm doing things that I enjoy, that make me happy, and I have a passion for.
Well, let us go back to Headshots. I remember you telling me a story about a woman that came in.
Oh, yes. This woman was going through so much. I could feel her energy. We talked story, and I gave her that time. But at the end of her session that I finished her makeup, she said, you know what? Thank you so much. I don't need to take the pictures. There was a reason why I came here. It's to meet me and tell me her story of her tragedy that she was going through.
And that's exactly the story that I want each and every one of you to hear out there. We go through stuff, and it's okay to attach yourself to someone you don't know, or even someone in your family that you feel comfortable in talking with, and just being that great woman from within. Never to be ashamed or shy, because we go through stuff. We
do.
And I'm going to ask you, being in a man's world, having a business, I'm going to dig deep. How was it for you?
It's challenging, but I think in time, not I don't think, I know in time, if we be patient as women, our time will come. And when that time comes, we need to be ready, because nowadays there are a lot of more CEO women that are working the field, that are getting paid at least 40% more than the men now. Yes. And it's amazing. So we're coming along. We just need to be patient.
Yes, despite of the challenges, I always like to say, and you were so good about that, sweetheart, winners never quit, quitters never win. No matter what you were going through, and I remember I had no clue in the beginning until you shared, because you were always joyful, always had that smile on your face, but you never shared.
It was hard. Women that knew me, like you knew something was wrong and not right. Auntie Nettie knew, the kahu from Lani Kuhanua. She knew. Auntie Aloha Deliri knew. She would come and visit, and she said, I know that look. And my stomach, I was like, I could feel her, what she was trying to tell me. And she said, I know what happened to you. And it was my husband at that time. And she said, I know what you're going through. So she had shared her mana'o with me. And she was there, and you and Auntie Nettie were there for me during the darkest times for me.
Yes. Well, if some of you that don't know, Auntie Aloha Deliri was one of my dearest friends, a phenomenal hula, and was your hula teacher as well.
Yes.
And you traveled with her, and you performed, and that's what all part of your many, many talents. But before we go any further, we're going to take a break right now, and I'll be right back. Woohoo! Hi! For me to bless. I've been using this for several months now, and I'm always in the sun, and I've seen results. But don't believe me, you try it for yourself. Look up the ingredients, it's phenomenal. Until then, for me to bless, for you to be blessed, I'm blessed. Aloha! Natalie! You surrounded yourself with kumupula aloha deliri, and going through your hula was your escape in a sense.
Yeah, well, she wanted me to come back to hula, but I was so busy. It was hard.
I know, and talking with Auntie Nettie, I saw it too. So I'm going to be blatant and bring you back to that not so happy time. But for the ladies out there, eager to learn, to say what was really going through your mind and your heart, knowing about your husband.
Well, my husband was unfaithful to me, not honest. It was something that it became normal for me. It was a shame time, because you don't want to be, you're doing success with your business, your child is flourishing, but then in your personal world, it's like falling apart, and I thought, as a woman, mother and wife, I was doing everything that I could. I worked, I paid the bills, I paid the mortgage, I paid my son's school, I cooked, I cleaned the yard. I tried to do everything given my time, but it wasn't enough. And I felt, as a woman, I was a failure.
No. Now let me interject, because I've been to her home. Her home is, it's, what's the word? I mean, you walk in and it's immaculate, like nobody lives there. I saw you work so hard. I saw you, helping everybody in the community. You were a perfect wife, a perfect mother, a perfect housekeeper, and you love to cook. I mean, more so than I cannot cook, but I love yard work. Yes. And some of you out there, you always think, I'm not enough. I do everything. So what is your take on that?
When you feel like you're not enough, it's like my spirit was taken from me. I had no joy. I just got through the day with, running on empty almost. Still feeling through the day, it's like you work. What was shame too for me, I worked with a lot of women that was trying to further their education and be the best that they could be, and they looked up to me as a mentor. then I was thinking, I feel like I'm just not enough for them either, because I didn't have a good relationship with my husband at the time. You know, I didn't know what to do to make him happy. Um, I just lost my self-worth.
I think it's a disease these men or women can be, when your significant other is fooling around on you, and you know, but they think that you don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you just, it's like they're there physically with you, but mentally they're just somewhere else, and they're not involved with family time. Like, they're there but not engaging, you know, not engaging with my son, you know, in a way that a father should. It took my son to tell me that, Mom, if you're not happy, and I was like, I cried and cried, because I was like, wow, my son could see it, you know, and he was okay. That's why I stayed in the marriage. I stayed in the marriage for him, thinking that he needs two parents. But I realized after, he had a, you know, Uncle Brian Tseu and Ah Quin was his kumis, and my dad and my brothers, you know, that was good enough for him, that he had that type of man figure. But still yet, I felt like I still failed him, you know, and I didn't want to. But, you know, he's strong. My son is very strong. And I said, Mom, you need to be happy.
Good. You know, I believe too, Natalie, that the children can see right through it.
They can.
You know, so it's
And they can feel it. They can feel what you go through.
And you know, it's the old school, the old style, stand by your man, no matter what. And we were raised like that. Your family comes from a beautiful family, working it out,
Yes.
and being together no matter what. And it's really hard when the children can see it.
And one thing good about my family, they didn't meddle into my business. They were concerned about me and my son. But they always forgave. They always forgave him. But for him, it seemed like, and it's not to bash him, but I learned a lot from this. You know, it was 22 years that I stayed in something that made me so unhappy that it started affecting my health.
Yes, you've gone through a lot in your health issues. You want to share about that too?
Yes. Besides having high blood pressure and going through menopause, it was very hard. And then, you know, during this time when I found out that he was unfaithful, you know, I thought I had breast cancer at that time, and my parents were there for me, you know, and thank God, you know, my biopsy was benign. So happy about that. But, you know, all the stress took a toll on my body, and you could see it, and that's why you guys could feel like something something was wrong, and I had to make some changes. So after my son graduated from high school and he told me what he did, you know, my son telling me that I need to be happy, then I just did it.
That was powerful.
Yeah, because he got upset and he said he was gonna leave, and I was like, okay, and I was okay with it. You know, I didn't feel like, no, he needs to stay. I just said, I need to start taking care of myself, because I was losing myself. I wasn't happy. I just lost that joy. And I'm sure women out there, you know, feel the same, that they have to stay in a relationship. But don't be like me and stay in it for so long that you just start losing part of life.
Absolutely.
You stop living.
Amen.
Yes.
You know, ladies out there, when you're at dis-ease, put the word together.
Yes.
That's where the disease can take over your body. You go through your stress, your depression, your body starts falling apart because you're holding all of this inside, you know.
You're absolutely right.
And your son is phenomenal. He's talented. Oh my gosh! And he's like you, always wearing that smile.
He's such a loving person.
Yes, he is.
And you know, being that he went through this whole experience with me, he can see signs with other people and relationships. One thing that I learned a lot, Auntie, by going through this in my life, is that you really know who you can really depend on and who are your true friends. sometimes you have friends that just want to know your business, and then there's other friends that genuinely they feel what you're going through. And I have to say, I had a couple men that were very supportive in, they're good friends. And there's about maybe just a handful, and the rest were with, besides my family, but you truly know who's there for you and who's not. That was a big lesson for me, because I thought, oh my goodness, I have so many friends that I can count on. It's like, yourself.
You've grown so much. Your glow is amazing. I mean, that's what it's all about. You're glowing, and besides all of that, being a wonderful mother and kicking off your career, you just grabbed it all and continued to climb.
I had to pick myself up. I had to stop feeling sorry for myself, because I allowed this person to do this to me. I allowed him to make me feel like this as a woman and a mother, that I was a failure. And I had to start picking myself up and stop feeling sorry.
Well, doing the research and the studies that I have, and also talking with a lot of women, including yourself, we blame ourselves, but actually going through the study, it's that other person, maybe the female or the male, that was, going through their stuff, that they're not loyal to their family or their significant other. It's because of their own insecurities, because of their own disease, that they feel they're not enough. It has nothing to do with you.
You know what? I had to learn that it wasn't me. Because all that time, during that time I was with him, I thought I was making, him so unhappy, which, I did everything I could.
They're unhappy with themselves, the insecurities. You even went to counseling, remember?
Yes, I did. My son and I, and I was told there's nothing wrong with you guys, and I had to make sure my son was okay.
And that's the lesson out there to know. I've done extensive studying, and it's okay, because people come in your life for a reason, a season, because of your ex-husband. You have a handsome, talented son. And we always feel that we're not enough, but that's okay. It's love, truly. To love is to let go, to love yourself and allow yourself to grow. And with all of that, I'll be right back. Aloha, this is me again, letting you know how much I really like for me to bless, for you to bless, for me to bless. I cannot say enough about this wonderful product. Again, I'm always in the sun, I'm here in the garden, but you must try it for yourself. Remember, for me to bless. Aloha. I'm here with my niece, Natalie Brown Ah Quin. And I've asked her a lot of questions, how to reinvent yourself, and she has, looking back, and to bloom and grow from within. She's been through a toxic relationship, and we're going to share with you that, no, get out, because you have a full life and a journey ahead of you full of joy. As she said earlier, I had no joy. I was full of hurt and anticipations of what is he going to do now again to destroy our life, our family, our funding. So Natalie, I'm going to ask, what was the bottom part of it all, that I'm done? I know you went through some financial setbacks.
I had to protect myself, so I was smart in the financial after. Yes. Because he had taken money and
he was catfished.
Oh, yeah. Okay. In one of his indiscretions, they got like about, over $50,000.
$50,000. So, oh my gosh.
I had to figure out how to help him, because his money was his money, and I took care of everything else. I mean, that was so embarrassing. I mean, that just made everything like way worse.
Yeah. And you know, it's hard. It's hard.
It is hard.
But you were sweet and kind, and you helped him to get out of it.
Yes.
And with that, you know,
and he even got a new job where he blamed me because that's what I wanted him to do. I just felt like, you know, because he was talented in that area, that, you know, that would be so much better for him and better benefits, which, you know, he's still working at that company, which is good for him. But man, he still kept doing the same things and just didn't stop.
So your messages, they never change.
No, and they have to make the decision to change instead of you having to change and tiptoe around them, and you know, you feel like insecure, you know, all the time, and you feel bad because you feel as a woman you're just not doing your part, you know, to make it work.
I feel, my own opinion, when a woman is successful and beautiful and do the best, I mean, I've been to your home. I mean, I see you cook, you clean, you serve the community, you serve your son, I mean, you're the perfect mom, and we all go through that. And then, like I said, you're not enough, but then, you know, you've gone through this divorce. What was the lesson? I mean, I know it was hard on your health, and made you brave enough now that you could share, to say it's okay. Because you went through the shame, you go through the hurt, the letdown, everything, but you have this glow. So with the divorce, what was a good lesson for you?
For me, it was not allowing anyone determine who you are as a person, to take that joy that I had all the time, because, you know, I'm always so happy, you know, happy with life, and you don't want anyone to do that, and I will not let anyone do that to me.
Not again.
No, I will not.
And because of that, you were going through the divorce, having a career. It affected you in so many ways. I mean, shot you right through menopause.
Oh my God, that was like the icing on the cake. It was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And I had to tell myself, you need to warrior up and get through this, whatever it is, because I felt like I was dying inside. And I was like, I thought about my son. I was like, I can't just, you know, die if that's what's happening to me, because I was so worried about his future, and especially his happiness, because he's like me, always so happy, you know. It was hard, but
it is. You know, for you out there, when you have faith in yourself and those that you surround yourself.
Yes. And you know what, another thing I had to do was I had to surrender everything. I was like, God, if this is what my life is supposed to be, I need to get myself out of this, because I know that you, Lord, is not gonna let me suffer this way. And because of me who wanted to stay in the relationship, that's my fault. So I think he knew that, okay, now it's her time.
I believe that. I had cancer twice. You would call me, Auntie, are you okay? Can I make something?
Auntie, you're the warrior, because I remember, okay, she just got treated today, and you wanted to go to something at the Hawaii Opera Theater, and I was like, the Hawaii Theater, and I was like, are you okay?
I said, come with me.
Yeah, and I said, I can drive. You go, no, I'm driving.
But I need for you to come.
I know.
That's what it is.
It's called survival.
Exactly. It is our success. Pass no judgment. And for those of you out there that go through any of this, if we make any sense to you, I would like to say, if the husband did it to the wife, or the wife to the husband, whatever it is, it's not fun. But always tell your children, love your parent, whoever it is. Love your parent, hate the sin. Hate the sin, because they don't know what they're doing. They have no clue. It doesn't matter, because they're so consumed with their own ego.
Well, you know what I did too? I wrote a letter to myself. And it was like almost 10 pages long. And I burned it. And I prayed about it. So I had to learn how to forgive him, not for what he did. I had to forgive him so that I could be free from myself.
And that's why in this garden,
it was tough.
I know. When you Hule, pray, dig, plow, plant. I had to do that too. Forgive, plant it, it's okay. Pow. And people say, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful. You look like you're glowing. It is about forgiveness. Yeah, that's my favorite F word, yeah. Forgiveness. So with our message out there to empower any of you not looking back, feeling that, okay, what does Auntie Iwalani and Natalie want us to get out of all of this as they were talking? You had to start all over again. You fell in love.
I did.
And you were empowered. And now you're married. Yay!
I did. You know, a good friend of mine, he said, all you do is work. I'm going to set you up with somebody, just go out and have dinner, have good fun. And I was like, I've seen your friends. And he said, no, this is a perfect guy. I said, if he's so perfect, how come he's never married? But you know, when I first met him, that smile just captured my heart. And even when I'm with him, I still miss him. He's so my husband. I'm so grateful for my husband, you know, and that's what a relationship should be. I love being married. I love the whole concept of marriage. My husband loves my son, you know, and my son loves him. So he looks up to him as his daddy. My husband, I'm just so grateful for him. Thank you, Lord, for my husband. And I'm just so truly happy.
Well, you know, the message out there, my friends, my sisters, is to know there is, at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the rainbow, there's a lot of gold, of opportunities to develop that wonderful, priceless relationship. Yes, I believe in that. When you chip away at yourself and say, it's okay, I've learned a lot, I'm in full joy now. And love yourself. It is so wonderful. You're glowing. You never thought you would have that second chance.
No,
but look
never.
At you. Her husband is handsome. Never been married. I mean, it was just perfect.
My husband said, I was waiting for you. So he's so wonderful.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So all of you out there,
there is hope.
Yeah!
I mean, I got married at 50.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm starting the next chapter of, you know, my life now, you know.
It is. It is a beautiful chapter.
I know.
You can write your book.
I know. You know, it's just a love story and something that I'm just hoping and praying for. I can depend on my husband any which way.
Yes.
He accepts me for any faults because I'm not perfect, but he just loves me for me.
And that's it. I can just stare at you because you're glowing. You're just glowing with so much love, gratitude. Your attitude is phenomenal. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen too, for watching our program. The warriors, the women warriors of Hawaii. It is so important to move forward, feel blessed, feel healthy at this time, you know, because we're only in this journey once. Make it the best you can be. Invest in yourself and get away from all these toxic relationships. You deserve more. Until I see you again next week at 4 o'clock on Sunday, I want to say aloha and a hui hou. Aloha everyone. Do you know every Sunday at 4 o'clock you're going to see my women warriors sharing their most inner stories, inner secrets, and just hopefully we can touch someone's heart out there. Hawaii no ka'oi. We share that aloha spirit. Aloha is an action, and the action is that we love you, we care about you, and we want you to know you're not alone.